Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the what is this show? Oh, it's the Overleveled Podcast. And
man,
yeah, this is we've been gone for a little bit. This is part 6 of the Dark Road to Kingdom Hearts 4 and episode 5 of specifically Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. I'm Gavin, and today I am joined, as always, in this series with my good buddy Dash. How you doing, man?
Well, what up, man? Tired.
Yeah.
And forgot what podcast we were doing.
Yeah. So, it has been, we've taken a little bit of break. We've taken breaks before, like shorter breaks, but this one is significantly longer. It's been like 3 weeks nearly.
It's been a crazy few weeks though for both of us.
It has, and I honestly want to say mostly it's been work stuff. Specifically, since now we are entering summertime and we clean pools, it's rough out there right now. So
it's not getting any easier either.
Yeah. But also, do you want to share your news?
Oh, that I'm engaged? Is that the news? Yeah. You just peaked your mic so hard.
Well, I threw my microphone really far away from me, so I must have screamed really hard for that to peak.
Yeah.
So,
but no, got engaged last weekend. Got engaged.
Yeah, dude.
So that I am a changed man.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about things so differently. I'm like, oh my god, money, finances.
Oh, money, dude.
Yeah, fucking money.
That's the big one. Yeah, but also, dude, I'm already writing my my speech and everything, bro.
Oh yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back. We're getting close to the end. This is really the penultimate episode, I want to say, before Dash finishes his very first playthrough of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix.
I can see the peak. I can see the peak from here.
Yeah, you can see the sun is peeking through the clouded mountains. You can see the light. Oh boy, yeah.
I see it's Sora standing up there with Donald in a chokehold. He just keeps saying, "Choke me harder, Daddy."
Oh, that's what's happening. I see it too, Dash.
I'm going back down the mountain. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, this was a mistake. So we are back. We are currently right now in this episode. We are pretty much going to be covering mostly Hollow Bastion. But first,
big episode.
Yeah, where we left off last time. Last time we kind of ended it off. We head back to Traverse Town and we gave Sid the next gummy piece to upgrade the U.S. tugboat.
I still don't understand how it works. Like in the shop, I tried messing around with it, and I still am confused.
Yeah, and a lot of people were looking at the new Starfield gameplay, and shout out to Michael Spaghetti from the Anthem Report podcast. He made a pretty sick meme, and I'm gonna tickle his ego for a little bit. He's famous now, all right, Mike. I know you're listening to this. I know you're famous, okay? And guess what, Dash? I've talked to this famous guy before, all right? He's famous now. And I feel like I know him to some small degree, but that's still something. Anyways, so Mike
got to get it when you can. Yeah, got to get it where you can.
Absolutely. So Mike made a fairly viral tweet. Basically, he took the footage of the StarCraft shipbuilder. Did you watch that gameplay trailer for the new StarCraft game?
Yeah, I did. We were talking about it the last week or something like that.
Yeah, they showed off in the gameplay demo. Oh, you can build your own ship, and they have this blue background, and they show you rearranging the pieces and stuff and all that. And he took that footage and placed the Gummy Ship theme song music, and that kind of blew up because it's like, oh, cool, yeah, it's Kingdom Hearts. Anyways. So you give him the next gummy piece. He upgrades the U.S. tugboat, and while he's off to go install the new piece, Sora he's looking a little down. And then Goofy reminds Sora, "Hey, no frowning, no sad faces,
only smiles.
Yeah,
only smiles. Smile always."
Yeah, Sora's just like, "How the fuck are y'all so cheerful? There's still like no sight of your king or anything." And then Goofy tells Sora that the king told them to find the keybearer, Sora. And since they trust the king, they believe that as long as they just stick together, everything's going to be cool. And he tells Sora that he just has to believe in himself. And then Sora, at this moment, he hears what sounds like Kyrie's voice say, "I believe in you." And then we have this very interesting little sequence where Sora kind of sees he envisions himself sort of flying, and he's like flying towards this light. And then he ends up in this room where he sees what looks like to be a younger Kyrie running up to an old woman. Do you have any
grandma?
Oh yeah, you think it's the grandma?
Well, we know that. Well, I have figured out solely all by myself that that Kyrie just appeared on the island. Did some hard digging for that one.
Okay.
Which I'm joking. It's common knowledge. She just appeared on the island. Right. I'm assuming that's the person that took her in, and she called like grandma or mom or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like her parental figure or something.
Cool. So yeah, we can go with grandma.
Okay. Yeah, a parental figure of some kind, whether it's grandma, mom, auntie.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna read to you this story that she says.
Okay.
Long ago, people lived in peace, bathed in the warmth of light. Everyone loved the light. Then people began to fight over it. They wanted to keep it for themselves, and darkness was born in their hearts. The darkness spread, swallowing the light in many people's hearts. It covered everything, and the world disappeared. But small fragments of light survived in the hearts of children. With these fragments of light, children rebuilt the lost world. It's the world that we live in now. But the true light sleeps deep within the darkness. That's why the worlds are still scattered, divided from each other. But someday, a door to the innermost darkness will open, and the true light will return. So listen, child. Even in the deepest darkness, there will always be a light to guide you. Believe in the light, and the darkness will never defeat you. Your heart will shine with its power and push the darkness away. And that's that story. What do you think about this little story that she tells Kyrie?
Oh, I think it's just like, I didn't know if it really had any significance to like, future events. I don't think she was like telling the future, like, this is your prophecy.
No, if anything, it seems like she's telling a story of the past.
Yeah, like it's the past, and it's something that she, like, she's older, so she's kind of learned this throughout her life, and she's just kind of passing down wisdom, like, mm-hmm. always follow the light, always stay on the path that, that the light is guiding for you, and you won't do wrong in that path. You stray from the path, that's when things are going to go, bad for you. Mm-hmm. Always stay on this line. That's how I took it.
Sure. Yeah. There is a little bit of, prophecy here kind of towards the end. Very, Jesus resurrection kind of feeling. It says, but someday a door to the innermost darkness will open and the true light will return. And so it's kind of this little like, okay, like eventually this thing is going to happen, but like, listen to me, believe in the light and the darkness will never defeat you. Yeah. So kind of like what you're saying, stay on the path.
Yeah. And I mean, and even though she said, the door will open and stuff like that, I didn't think grandma was some mystic person that was telling her future. I just thought she used it as symbolism, and I'm just like, it's see what you did there.
Yeah. Sure. So the old woman, she disappears, and Sora reaches his hand out to Kyrie. She disappears as well. And then we snap back out of it. We're back in Traverse Town. And then Sid comes back, and he warns you that Hollow Bastion is crawling with Heartless. And that's pretty much all of the story stuff that we got going on. Just in regards to, okay, what do we need to do until we can go to Traverse Town? But we do now have all 5 missing pages from Merlin's book. And
yes.
Yeah. So whenever we go and we examine Merlin's book, we head back over there through that fire emblem door. We head back to Merlin's house. We look at the book. The lock unlatches, and Sora shrinks down and is transported onto the pages of the book. And I think I had pointed this out to you a little while ago, but immediately, if you look down at the command menu, the word attack, where you typically swing your Keyblade, has been changed to the word hit. So yeah, that's kind of cute.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
Family friendly content.
Yeah, there's all these spots, images, drawings. There's all these spots on the book where there are huge clouds covering up these images. But as you collect these pages and you complete portions of this book, the clouds gradually disappear. And so one of the first things that we can examine is this tent made of sticks. Mm-hmm. And text pops up that says an empty meadow. Take a look. And so we take a look, and then Sora walks up to Winnie the Pooh, who is sitting on a log, and he's quote-unquote thinking how to say goodbye to Pooh.
It's the saddest thing ever, dude.
Yeah.
I got so sad listening to him just go on, just like, everybody's gone.
Yeah.
I don't, how do I say goodbye to myself?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh my God. I thought Eeyore was sad.
Yeah. Yeah. He's saying all of his friends disappeared, and he's just like, well, I guess I'm next.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh my God, that's just awful. And I'm like, how long have you been sitting here contemplating your life right now?
Yeah. So right as we finish talking to him, the title of the world is revealed as 100 Acre Wood.
All the childhood memories.
Yeah. So on top of the pages again, a new area opened up. This time it's Pooh's house. And, I really wasn't planning on making a whole bunch of notes on Winnie the Pooh.
It's just a bunch of mini games. I mean, I didn't really see anything that was like, ooh, that's, vital to what's going on. I was like, oh, this is cute.
Right. Yeah, that's primarily what this place serves. That's its purpose. You have little bits of information regarding Pooh and kind of, how the Heartless have affected this world existing inside of a book. But, dude, I immediately came across something that for some reason I've just never thought of before. I've just never thought of this. And it took me down a weird rabbit hole of sorts.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So, anyways, on top of the pages again, this new area has opened up. It's Pooh's house, and like how whenever you look at the Eeyore stick tent, it says, what does it say? It says an empty meadow. Take a look. Every time that you examine a new place, it says blah 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 blah. Take a look. And so, whenever you look at Winnie the Pooh's house, it says an odd sign hangs above this house's door. Take a look. And then I thought, that's kind of weird that they would just draw focus to the fact that there is a weird sign hanging above Winnie the Pooh's door. And so whenever you go into, Winnie the Pooh's little area, above Winnie the Pooh's door is a sign that says Mr. Sanders with, it's all scribbled backwards S like a Z,
Yeah, I remember it.
I've just never thought of it. So then I asked Mr. Google. I said, Mr. Google, I said, who in the fuck is Mr. Sanders in Winnie the Pooh?
Have you never watched The Matrix? I mean, he's just part of The Matrix. Mr. Sanderson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, the best crossover ever. So this then took me to a website called lavasurfer.com. And this is a website dedicated to discussing the books written by A.A. Milne. This website was made in 1998. And this website is a trip. Look, dude, if you ever want to go to a website that just stayed in the fucking late 90s, go to lavasurfer.com.
What did you expect it to update? Winnie the Pooh stopped.
Dude, okay, I thought I made a note of this somewhere, but it was last updated like in 2015.
Oh wow! Well, they did do some
something.
They did do some reboots of stories and stuff like that, not just movies. So I guess that makes sense. But still, nonetheless,
the website has made no changes to the way it's formatted. Anyway, so I'm taking a look at lavasurfer.com, and it's all ran by just one guy who goes by the name Topher. I'm pretty sure his his name is Christopher. He goes by Topher on lavasurfer.com. That's like he's basically the god of lavasurfer.com. Okay. This used to be kind of an FAQ for specifically
Winnie the Pooh
and other books written by the same author, A.A. Milne. So I just found one like FAQ, a question by someone who seems to be in a dire dilemma. And he's specifically asking the same question that I have, and that is, who is Mr. Sanders? But I'm just going to read to you what he asks. He says, "Hello, I have a dilemma. I was discussing Winnie the Pooh with a friend the other day. Don't ask me why. We're both grown adults." And he insists that because it says Sanders above the door, that it is Winnie the Pooh's last name, as in Winnie the Pooh Sanders. I told him this is not true. And and showed him your webpage where it states, it means he had the name Sanders over the door in gold letters and Pooh lived under it. And he still insists that this means that that is his last name. Would you please clear this up for us? We need to know which one is correct, because we now have a bet riding on this. We are very immature. Also, if it isn't his last name, why does it say Mr. Sanders over the door? That's just out of curiosity. Thank you. And
oh my god, I found the website.
Yeah.
I typed in Winnie the Pooh's last name, and it literally and he insists.
Yeah. So the Topher, God bless his soul, he gives us a few different answers. The first one, this has confused many people. Your friend is not alone. So great, we have some affirmation in the disbelief, or like, I guess the misinformed nature of what Mr. Sanders is. The answer, of course, is that his real name is Winnie the Pooh, or Winnie the Pooh, as it's written in the original book. But definitely not Winnie the Pooh Sanders. The Sanders sign was there whenever he moved in. The real Mr. Sanders was the prior resident of the house where Pooh now lives. And I thought that this was also very funny, because it's like, we have some fucking lore here, guys. We have some Winnie the Pooh lore.
Who died? God, Jesus.
Yeah.
Apparently his real name outside of Winnie the Pooh is Edward Bear.
That's good.
Just so you know.
Yeah. While there is
I had to know.
While there's no definitive answer to this question in the Winnie the Pooh lore by A.A. Milne, we have decided, in a Pooh sort of way, that Mr. Sanders must have been a bear, and that he must have been a bear because he lived in the sort of house that is suitable for bears. And the location of this house was close enough to the buzzing sort of bees as to be able to get honey without being too close to be bothered by the buzzing when he wasn't hungry. And since Mr. Sanders is a bear, then he must have been a relative of Winnie the Pooh, but he must be a distant relative because Mr. Sanders is nowhere to be found.
No!
And
okay, bears do not eat honey. Okay, they are opportune hunters. They do not just eat. Dude, there was a whole thing about this. You could look it up. Like, Winnie the Pooh would have to eat so much honey
to sustain himself.
And it's possible in the 100-acre woods, because they did a whole breakdown of how many bee nests could be in the 100 acres.
Sure.
And he'd have enough, but he would have severe diabetes.
Oh, of course. Bear diabetes, of course. And then, of course, there's just the easy answer. That's probably the most correct answer that we'll find of this. Really, Mr. Sanders is just a reference to one of the illustrators of the book's friends, a man named Frank Sanders. So that's it.
That's probably more likely. Be honest here.
But just the fact that, okay, there was just so many layers to this that I was like, I feel like I need to share this with people. Like, one, that this website fucking exists. Two, that someone like had a bet with one of his adult friends about this bullshit. And like, three, there's some actual fucking lore here. Like, there was just so much about this. I was like, okay, we got to talk. I'm spending way too much time on my notes here, but we're going to fucking talk about this.
That's why we're only doing only Hollow Bastion, because there's so many notes on Winnie the Pooh lore.
Basically, we're fucking over 20 minutes into this bullshit, and we've talked about the lore of Mr. Sanders. Anyways.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
So Sora walks into Pooh's house, where Pooh is struggling to find a single smackerel of honey. And whenever he walks back outside of his house, Al meets up with him, and he says that we need to find the missing pages to see what happens next. But little does he fucking know, Dash. We already have the pages.
Yes, that, but also, does he not consider Mr. Owl a friend? Because he said all of his friends are gone.
Fuck Mr. Owl. He's my enemy. My one enemy is still here, but all my buddies are gone.
But yes, I've collected all the pages, so, Uno reverse card, Mr. Owl, you fucking ass.
Okay, so back on top of the pages, new area with a tall tree opens up. It says, a tall, curious tree buzzing with bees. Take a look. And we take a look, and then we see Piglet kind of walk out of a log looking for Pooh and the rest of his buddies. And Sora pulls an Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what I put in my notes.
That's what I put in my notes too. He put an Attack on Titan. Yeah.
So after chasing Piglet around for a little bit, he tells Sora that he has something to give Pooh, and then Pooh arrives, and Piglet gives Pooh a balloon so that he can float to the top of the tree to get honey. And this is our first mini game where we basically just have to hit the bees before they pop Pooh's balloon. I don't know.
Easy.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to give your opinion on every fucking mini game, but
not really. Most of them reminded me of iPhone games.
That's basically, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Like iPhone games.
I don't know why Disney and Square haven't capitalized on just a shit ton of like Winnie the Pooh mobile games,
Because no one watches fucking Winnie the Pooh anymore.
No, but all the Kingdom Hearts fans would play them because Nomura would put more lore in that shit.
Yes, more about Mr. Sanders.
Yeah, that's all I want. So, okay, so after we complete this mini game, this is whenever we actually get the Bambi summon, and Bambi's a cool summon. So I don't know if you've tried out all of your summons that you have, but Bambi's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I haven't tried out Bambi yet.
Yeah,
I was too busy with some other summons.
Gotcha. Back on the pages of the book, a new area opens up with text that says a broad expanse of vegetable fields. Take a look. So we take a look, and around the side of Rabbit's house, Pooh and Piglet are trying to talk to Rabbit, but Rabbit's like, nobody's home. And this is just something that I put in my notes for future lore stuff, but it means nothing given in the context of the game. But anyways, Pooh asks who nobody is with a capital N. So anyways, I don't know. That's all I'll say about that. Anyways, Pooh crawls his way into Rabbit's house, and Sora helps him find some honey. And as Sora's trying to leave, Piglet runs after him, saying that Pooh got stuck trying to crawl out of the hole on the side of Rabbit's house. And Rabbit says that carrot juice will help get him out. And I don't really know what they mean. Like if they just kind of like lather his fucking body in carrot juice, or if that's going to make him lose weight or something.
Yeah, no, they're calling him a fat ass.
Yeah,
so you need to drink some carrot juice.
Drink this,
diabetic fuck.
And then I said Tigger. He arrives, and he basically just wreaks havoc. And Tigger says that his bouncing spot has disappeared, and so he's decided to stay at Rabbit's house, which stresses the fuck out of Rabbit.
What doesn't stress the fuck out of Rabbit?
Yeah. So now we play another mini game where we have to protect Rabbit's vegetables from Tigger's bounces.
Yep.
That
was riveting, as I must say. He
was
really going after those carrots.
Yeah. Rabbit makes Pooh some carrot juice. Sora pushes him out. Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He kind of fucking Babe Ruths him.
Hey, remember what we said. Don't think about it too hard. It's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Back on the pages, a new area opens up. Text that says, a swing hangs from a stout tree. Take a look. And so we see Pooh and Piglet. They're just kind of on this bridge, and they see Eeyore floating
I was ready to see Eeyore just fucking hanging there. I'm not even gonna lie to you, dog.
Oh god. So Owl suggests that getting a good view will aid them in finding his tail, because that's basically what we're here to do, is just look for Eeyore's tail.
Is he a donkey? Have we ever?
Yeah.
Is he a donkey? Okay. Yeah. He looks like a weird shaped donkey. That's all I'm saying. Not even the color, just the shape. Just doesn't look like a donkey. But whatever.
Yeah. I believe he is a donkey. Eeyore the donkey. Yeah. I think that sounds right to me.
Yeah.
So you guide Pooh over there to the tree, which is, I guess, a mini game in itself. It's like this weird thing where it's just like, come on, you slow fucking pig, bear, and then I don't know. I just feel like it's just, this part feels like padding to me.
Yeah, it does. It's like, what do we do now? You know, we've already kind of done our 3 ideas that we had.
Yeah. So you guide him up there. Now we have to play this mini game where we swing Pooh, like at a specific distance, so that he lands on Eeyore's house and destroys his home to reveal that his tail was on top of it. I don't know, guys.
Yes, because he's already super depressed. Let's destroy his only thing that he has and make him feel better.
Yeah. I can't believe nobody was like, hey, did you check your home? Just in or around your home. How
did he even get up there? He's not that big.
I don't know. So once we complete this portion, Stop gets upgraded to Stopra, so just a more powerful version of Stop.
Yeah.
And back on the pages, new area opens up. Says a clearing crowded with tree stumps. Take a look, and then we take a look, and then Sora arrives, and Tigger exclaims that this is his bouncing spot. So Tigger and Roo tell Sora that he needs to learn the way of the bounce, essentially.
Yes.
So Sora becomes
the bouncer.
You have to play this mini game where you have to follow Tigger and Roo around, and then you have to hit the nuts that Tigger throws at you into the pot in order to break it.
Baseball.
Yeah,
that's essentially what they're having us play baseball.
They're doing play baseball, and then there's all these items around. Like there's treasure chests. This is probably one of the more explorable areas in this 100-acre
more open.
Yeah. And if you find all the fruits and stuff, you can turn him into Owl, and he'll give you like a little reward, but nothing crazy. It's just like synthesis item stuff, I'm pretty sure. Back over on the pages of the book, a new area opens up with text that says, a winding, muddy path. Take a look. And Sora is just kind of watching Pooh follow his own footsteps. But he thinks that the culprit is the entity that took his buddies. And Sora just promises to help Pooh find his friends. And then you proceed to guide Pooh around until you trigger little events that results in finding all of their friends. And this was the last minigame area. So once you finish all these minigames with all of Pooh's friends found, we get another scene with everybody on that hill with the tree swing at night. And Tigger and Piglet talk a bit about loneliness. And Pooh says that he's trying to think about what to think about. And Sora announces that he's off to go find his friends. And then he does like a Breakfast Club like fist pump.
Like freeze frame. I was expecting there's just the look at what was it, the Family Guy bit where he jumps up and he's like Peter, come down, and he's like, I can't, I'm scared. Lois, call the fire department.
So Pooh tells Sora that they'll always be there if he ever wants to go visit them again. And this is very cute, and this reminds me of the very last scene in the movie The Labyrinth. You've seen The Labyrinth, right, with David Bowie?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. Dude, it's a great movie, bro. What are you saying?
Okay, my ex loved that movie.
Okay.
Spent $70 on a collector's edition with like the special case and stuff like that for her birthday. And I've watched that movie and seen Bowie's bulge way too fucking much. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just have my opinions at this point.
Sure. I do like the ending. I've always kind of considered The Labyrinth as the most one of the more JRPG type movies ever. You know, you have this girl.
Dark Crystal. Hello.
Oh, Dark Crystal is like that too. But you know, you have this girl. She goes out on this adventure. She meets all these wacky characters along the way, and in the very end, everyone's kind of reunited, and they're all like, "Hey, should you need us, like you're always welcome, like to come back or whatever." And I don't know.
Then they appear in her room and they all just start dancing.
Yeah, good shit. Excellent movie. Anyway, so they that's, I don't know, just whenever Pooh tells Sora that they're always going to be there if he ever wants to visit them again, it just immediately, I just thought of that scene where they're all dancing in her room. I'm like, it's kind of like the ending of The Labyrinth. I don't know. So the book closes and it locks shut, and we get this really beautiful artwork of Sora holding hands with Winnie the Pooh, and Piglet and Tigger are walking next to them. And yeah, that's 100 Acre Wood. You know, overall, like we had said, mostly mini games, but what do you think about just kind of this inclusion of Winnie the Pooh? You feel like it kind of, maybe there's not a whole lot of lore happening now, but you think, how are you feeling about the themes that we're seeing in this?
I feel like it was like a palate cleanser. You know, you're doing all this stuff and it's getting more serious, and once you get all the pages, it's kind of like, you know, if you got all the pages and then went back to Merlin after you had everything instead of one at a time, it's like, oh, you know, let's take a break, you know, pump the brakes a little bit, relax, do some goofy, wacky shit, you know, feel a little sad for Pooh because he wants to end his suffering. You know, but I thought it was cute. You know, that's really what it was meant to be. It's just a little cutesy thing, but I was like, to be totally honest, if we weren't doing the podcast, I probably wouldn't have went back to Merlin till like the end of the game, if anything. Yeah. And I would have been like, oh, this is what I missed? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, you know? This is another one of those worlds that is not required to beat the game. But it is considered a world, like a keyhole. And if you wanted to get like the secret ending, you do have to complete this story. Yeah. But yeah, that's that. That's Winnie the Pooh. I will also just say, since you mentioned it, I'll just say this. This is a very light spoiler for Kingdom Hearts 2. But I will just say that you will see the Winnie the Pooh characters again in Kingdom Hearts 2. And it's kind of a similar way about, like, I'm pretty sure you collect pages again. And I would just say that once you get to Kingdom Hearts 2, I would say just go ahead and, you know, if you get a page, head back over to where the Winnie the Pooh location is and knock that out, and then just, you know, continue your journey until you find another one. That way, because like you said, it's supposed to kind of break up the pace. And I mean, realistically, the beauty of it is you can do it however way you want to. But I feel like it is a nice experience just whenever you're doing this big, harrowing journey through saving the world. It's nice to just every now and then just get something new out of Winnie the Pooh or something. I don't know. Do whatever you want. I don't know.
No, I agree. It's like I said, it's a palate cleanser. It's something that you're like, you know, maybe you hop on and you're just like, oh man, I don't want to go through a bunch of stuff. I don't want to have to press, you know what I mean? Sure. Like, you know, figure out what's going on or where I have to go. It's like, I'm gonna go see what Winnie the Pooh's doing. I'm gonna go chill with him, see what he's up to.
Yeah. So now that pretty much the only world that maybe you've done it already, but the only other world that we haven't done is the entirety of Olympus Coliseum. But
no, I have not gone back to that. I kind of want to be over leveled for that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well,
maybe finish the game.
I would say where you are right now, you're already kind of over leveled.
So I could probably go back and just
you know, I mean, it's like a tournament type thing, but I'm pretty sure each tournament's only like 10 fights long, and they're all just enemies with like little bosses towards the end. I would say, you know, maybe next time. Maybe we can include it in our final episode. But if you do want to just head back over there to Olympus Coliseum before you take on that final world or whatever, I mean, we can talk about that. It's like I said, it's not a whole lot of story going on over there, but hey.
Hey.
So, all of this is done, and now we fly the U.S. tugboat, and we arrive finally at Hollow Bastion. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy arrive at the exact same location that we see Riku in that one scene where Maleficent is watching from a distance.
Yeah.
And, we get all that cool imagery. Now we're actually able to see this area that Riku is at, where we have the waterfall kind of flowing. Oh, sorry, hit the microphone. We see the waterfall flowing backwards, upside down or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looked really cool once you were, like, in it. You know what I mean? Like, that cutscene was, like, I'm not gonna lie, it looked more like ice in the cutscene. Like, I thought it was just frozen. But when I actually got there and saw it was, like, going to reverse, I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So Sora, he says that he feels this warmth inside of him whenever they arrived. But then Donald's just like, you're just hungry. And then up ahead, we see Riku questioning Beast from Beauty and the Beast, like how he's even able to reach Hollow Bastion without a vessel or help from the Heartless. Yeah, and he's just like, because I believed really hard. I don't know. My heart just brought me here.
He's like, fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, he's like, my heart just brought me to where Belle's heart is. But I guess before we go up there, now that we can kind of explore this little area, what did you think about just like shooting the ice at those bubbles and stuff?
It was pretty cool. Yeah. I wrote down, I was like, it sounds like I say it every time we boot up another episode, but this is by far like I wouldn't say favorite place we've been, but as of scenery and just like, doing some of the like stuff in that little mini area, I was like, this is the coolest place that we've been so far. By far. It is so fucking cool. I just want to, the place, just seeing it and not really even doing anything made me want to just go, I want to explore every inch of this place and just see what it has to offer.
Yeah, this place is big, and
yes, it is fucking monstrous.
Yeah, it's huge. We have this first glimpse of exploration, just kind of down there and before we actually go up there into the castle proper. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying, man. There is a lot about this place, whether it's like a story thing that happens or just like the design of, I don't know what maybe someone's wearing or, there's a lot of stuff here that just harkens back to that early 2000s, like, scene, like that emo, like you see a lot of black and purple, like everywhere. Yeah, all that good shit. Anyways,
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so Riku, at this point, he strikes Beast down. But this is also one of the first times that we actually get a glimpse at Riku's weapon. I just sent you a photo of it into the Discord.
Yeah,
but
it's a pretty dope sword. That's what I wrote down too. I was like, Riku's sword's fucking cool.
Yeah, it is. And actually, this is interesting because we actually first saw it in Traverse Town whenever Sora and Riku reunite for the very first time. And then we also see Riku using it whenever he's helping you fight Monstro. Or fight inside Monstro. So
I remember seeing it in Monstro, but I don't remember seeing it in Traverse Town. I remember he took our Keyblade, and that's what I remember from that whole thing, but yeah. Okay.
I think it was like Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they encounter a Heartless, and then Riku shows up and he kills that Heartless, and then Sora's like, oh, Riku! Like, what's up? And then y'all are talking for a little bit, and then Sora does the blade pose. So.
Yeah. Okay, now, that makes more sense, because I was like trying to think, I was like, I don't remember it like being on his back or something. I was like, I don't remember seeing that, but that makes more sense, yeah.
So this weapon's name is Soul Eater. Soul Eater, like the anime.
Honestly, it reminds me of what was the blade called in which Brandon Sanderson book was it?
Stormlight Archive?
Nah, before that. It was the one like before everything.
Nightblood.
yeah. That's immediately what I thought.
In your brain, this is what Nightblood looks like.
Yeah, I mean, his is more. It said more like a katana, like it was like long. But yeah, this is what I would picture, like red, edgy, probably a bat wing because fucking why not? I'm edgy
why
anyways.
not? Hell yeah. Yeah, it kind of is. It's similar also to, if you want to scroll up through our Discord conversation, I was showing you that like footage, that that design of like Vincent from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah.
Just like, this is whenever Tetsuya Nomura does like dark design stuff, like he definitely has like a style,
Yeah, he does.
And
I like
anyways, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so the sword's name, the weapon's name is Soul Eater. In its design, like we've been saying, red, purple, blue blade, kind of shaped like a demon wing or whatever, bat wing. Its handle, and keep this in mind, just bears a blue eyeball, like a blue eye, right in the handle.
Yep.
And then also its handle is kind of consistent of like these dark braids. It's a very interesting design. But anyways, I don't really have anything to say about that blue eye, but just kind of remember that Riku's weapon has this blue eye.
It's gonna be like Nightmare, where like the whole, like, the main guy is actually trapped in the sword, and you break the eye and he gets loose finally, and he's like, ah!
That would be wild. So Sora intervenes, and Riku says that he's been waiting for him, and then Riku kind of recollects on their lifelong rivalry with each other, and then he claims that there can only be one Keyblade Master. And then Riku holds out his hand saying, "Let the Keyblade choose its true master." And then the Keyblade leaves Sora's hand, and it just straight up just appears in Riku's.
Yeah.
And Sora is flabbergasted, to say the least.
Yeah, it was expected. You know what I mean? I kind of saw it coming.
You thought Sora was going to lose the Keyblade?
Yeah, because it's like, if we were to put this in a movie, it's like, he starts getting to the highest high, and then there has to be a really, really low point, like he loses the Keyblade or something, and then he has to earn the respect of the Keyblade. Like Thor, he loses like his he's not worthy of Mjolnir, and then he has to get worthy again. Like, I saw it coming.
Yeah, it's kind of a step in the hero's journey.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, he's like, let the Keyblade choose its true master, leaves Sora's hand, appears in Riku's. Sora's, what the fuck? And then he says that he's the one that he should be the Keyblade Master because he fought all the way there using it. But then Riku's like, you were just the delivery boy. And then he throws a fucking wooden sword at Sora.
It was a good, it was a good burn.
It was
really
cold, bro.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's fucking good.
And then Donald and Goofy very quickly turned their backs on Sora.
I know. I was like,
immediately.
Dude, that I wasn't expecting. I was full ready for Donald and Goofy to be like, you know what? We're supposed to follow the King Mickey, but fuck him. We're gonna stay with our friend. They're like, sorry, Sora, you're a loser now.
Yeah, for real. They leave him.
The Toy Story meme. It's like, all right, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, they just straight up leave Sora and they follow Riku. Since hey, he's got the Keyblade. He's now the key bearer. And now we, just as a note of like this part, well, Sora and the Beast, they both decide to kind of push through together. And now the team is just Sora and Beast, which is cool.
Which I prefer. That's fantastic. It was great. Yeah, I loved it.
So, yeah, the wooden sword does no damage, but unlike the wooden sword at the very beginning of the game when Heartless first invade the island, you can actually start making contact with Heartless, and you can earn like tech points, but you don't actually do damage.
See, that's what I was asking you that one time, because I was like, did the Keyblade? I remember I just like bum rushed you at work, and I was like, hey, I was like, does he still technically have the Keyblade? Because like the wooden sword, it was hitting the Heartless. In the beginning, they weren't hitting the Heartless. I go, this does not make sense. I go, is his heart so strong that it's like just manifesting into these hits? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe the only thing I can assume is that like when developing this portion of the game, they just forgot that like, oh, whenever Sora tries to attack the Heartless, he doesn't even make contact with them at the very beginning of the game. I think all they remembered was that the fact that it does no damage. So,
Yeah.
anyways, you can make
I mean-
contact. You can earn tech points, but you can't actually kill anybody with that with the sword.
Yeah, and I was full on expecting like not even be able to make contact and just be like Beast has to lead me through Hollow Bastion essentially. Like he's the only one that can actually hit things.
Yeah, but dude, bro, speaking of Beast, bro,
Dude,
he's a beast.
He's a beast. I was about to say he's a monster. I mean, dude, I would love to have him all the time. Like fuck Donald and Goofy. Like
Yeah.
I was so hoping for Sora to be like, nah, you left me, Beast.
Yeah,
are you
I don't
ready
need
to
y'all.
roll out?
Yeah, Beast is badass. I'm hanging with this guy now.
I would
Not-
love to see Beast in the
I don't
gummy
even.
ship.
I don't even know what this motherfucker is, but you guys are. You're a duck. You're probably a dog or some shit. I don't even know what he is, but he's fucking cooler than y'all. Anyways.
I would love to see Beast in the gummy ship.
Yeah, just cramped.
Yeah.
So you go through kind of the waterways outside the castle in order to unlock the main doors. But now we kind of get more time to explore the outside of the castle a little bit. We've talked a little bit already about just kind of the cool design. What did you think about just kind of going through like that sort of sewer portion with Beast? If you have any thoughts on that, I don't know.
Not really. You know how I feel about water, so give me a little bit of anxiety because I was just like, please, nothing like grab me.
Yeah.
I was like, please, nothing just touch me. I go, I don't
Right.
want to. That would freak me the hell out. But
Yeah.
no, I kind of just powered through it because I was like, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out. I'm very strange.
So once Sora and Beast make it through the door, we get the scene where Maleficent is walking through a room where all of the princesses of Heart are locked in pods, as well as Kairi. She's also there. And she calls out for the princesses to show her the keyhole. And a beam of light shines through like this trippy red, blue, green, heartless emblem-shaped portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the scene that I guess you were talking about where you're like, you can put Ariel in that shit.
Yeah. I'm like, you could. It's a tube. It's a fucking tube. You're telling me, oh, she can't fucking be on land, bitch. She's put her in a fishbowl. Like, fuck.
Easy.
Easy money. She would have put up the least amount of fight out of all of them.
Yeah.
Just fucking chop her tail off like sushi.
God. So Sora and Beast walk into this front room of the castle, and then Beast jumps through a door to kind of chase one little Heartless that kind of made itself look like Belle. So he jumps through that door to attack it, and then the door shuts behind him. And so now you don't have Beast anymore, so bye, I guess.
Yeah,
and then
sad.
Riku, Donald, and Goofy, they appear. And Riku is changed into his new outfit. And look at this boy. This fucking hula skirt.
Some people shouldn't wear spandex. He's one of them.
Dude, not gonna lie, man. This is a fucking based outfit.
Oh, it is, and his head his head looks huge when he wears this. Like, he looks like a normal child before, but his head looks massive.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to understand what's going on here with his whole belt situation because he's got this hula skirt. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always called this a hula skirt. But he's always he has this belt right above the hula skirt, right? And then he's got like this sort of X-shaped buckle.
Yeah.
To serve a purpose, I assume. I don't know what it is, but it's there.
I mean, if you were to scroll up, there's another one of your favorite characters that doesn't understand the concept of belt buckles and belts.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's okay.
So, to be totally honest, it makes sense.
Here, hold on. Let me just pull up another character for you. This is a character named Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
Is all belts? Is her bra like belts?
Here, let me just show you the artwork here because this is another image, or not image. Sorry, this is a character designed by Tetsuya Nomura, and you can very clearly see that Tetsuya Nomura has a very specific style, right? Mm-hmm. Are you seeing this shit?
Not yet.
Oh,
there it is. There it is. What the actual shit? What the actual shit?
Yeah, she's just got belts.
Like the whole bottom half is just belts.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Anyways, so this is just.
He really likes belts. He has
this
a
is
fetish.
Nomura's vision. Yeah, it might be a fetish. I don't know.
It's a fetish. You don't put that many belts on somebody, and it's not a fetish.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what Riku looks like now. And I don't know. It's cool in my opinion. The black and purple red, it screams like early 2000s scene. Hula skirt's an odd choice, but whatever. Probably because he's an island boy. I don't know.
Oh God! Don't bring them up again. They'll appear.
He's an island boy, bro.
Don't say it 3 times. It's like Beetlejuice. They'll fucking appear.
So Riku threatens that the darkness will destroy Sora, but Sora says that even if it does, it'll never touch his heart. And then Riku shoots this like dark fireball, I guess, at Sora. But then here comes fucking zooming ass Goofy, rolling around at the speed of sound, intercepts it, and he protects Sora.
I don't forgive him, even for saving me. I would have rather died in that situation than have him save me and be like, look, I decided to change my heart. It's like, you could go die.
I'd rather for the credits to roll and then there never be another Kingdom Hearts game again than forgive that fucking dog. Anyways, so Donald decides that he's also willing to disobey the king if it means sticking around with Sora, and then they say all for one and one for all. Aw.
Wouldn't it have been great if the post-credit scenes was Donald and Goofy getting fucking, like, hung in the gallows or some shit because they disobeyed the king?
Man, you just have all these, like, alternate endings to the whole series of Kingdom Hearts, and I love them. Keep them coming. So, Riku asks Sora how he's going to fight without the Keyblade. And then Sora has a kick-ass monologue.
I know now I don't need the Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart!
Your heart? What good will that weak little thing do for you?
Although my heart may be weak, it's not alone. It's grown with each new experience, and it's found a home with all the friends I've made. I've become part of their heart just as they've become a part of mine. And if they think of me now and then, if they don't forget me, then our hearts will be one. I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Keyblade vanishes out of Riku's hands and then appears back into Sora's. We have our first fight with Riku here. What do you think about this very first fight?
I think I told you. I think it was pretty easy, to be totally honest. Like it just didn't seem hard. I guess.
I think I was actually reading up on this online. I think this fight is technically easier than the fight with Riku on Destiny Islands.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, I feel like he kicked the shit out of me in Destiny Islands. Like, and to be fair, too, I didn't have a lot of health either.
Yeah, you've got abilities now and all that.
Yeah, and you can cure and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure that fight, you know, going back, if I had all that stuff, probably would have been pretty easy. But yeah, with everything, I was just like, oh, this is not that bad. I beat him. I think I died once. Sure. I think I died once, and I think just because I ran out of magic or mana or whatever you call it.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's the very first fight with him. After we defeat him, we earn the White Trinity, and then Riku reverts back into his normal clothes, and then he flees. He runs like a little bitch.
Pussy.
And then Beast returns, marveling at how it was Sora's heart that won that battle in his eyes. And
I want to know what he did with the Heartless. Like, did he catch it or like fuck it? Like, dude, what did he do?
Well, it's definitely fucking laying in a ditch somewhere. I think we can say that. Yeah, whether it's alive or dead, it's completely disabled for life now. So
just from the waist down.
Whatever he did to it, it's out of commission. I promise you that. So yeah, but now we can actually put Beast back in our party.
Yeah.
I assume that's what you did.
Yeah. I tried to get rid of Goofy too, but they didn't let me.
Yeah. So now we have to solve these little puzzles around the castle in order to move forward. It's like
this was
rearranging
a bitch.
Books. Yeah, you rearrange books. You find little pieces of the door to fill up that little puzzle and open it up.
I won't lie. I had to look up, like, I didn't look up a video, but I had to look up like some like key things like on Google and stuff like that because I got lost for a minute. I was really confused. It's big. Yeah. That's just me.
No, I mean, yeah, that's the other thing too. I mean, I'm sure you've seen before. There have been other parts in this game where I will just say Kingdom Hearts 1 is the most, like, go figure it out of all of the Kingdom Hearts games, you know?
As of most games were back then. It was good luck.
Sure. Yeah, but even, in basically every game going forward, unless you're trying to find secrets, I don't think you'll ever be lost, like, on, like, where the fuck do I go now? You know, like, it's always really clear.
Yeah.
This game, it is like, oh, here's just a big fucking playground. Go figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, and plus, I was also looking for, like, the chests and stuff, too. So, like, if I was, like, on a direct path doing, like, what I'm supposed to do with the books and, all that kind of stuff, and I get sidetracked because I see something, I have to, like, almost backtrack and, like, start from the beginning and then go again because it's just, like, I'll get twisted around and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck, I've been here before.
So, also, whenever you enter this library area where you're rearranging the books, if you remember, this is also that same room that we see the younger Kairi in whenever she's listening to that, the old woman tell the story. So, I don't know if you realize that, but that's that's the same room.
I did not even put that the fucking together. What the shit? So she was. So when she appeared at Hollow Bastion first, or was that Maleficent?
We at least see footage of Kairi as a little girl at Hollow Bastion. Talking to that old woman, and she hears the story.
That's where she came from. Because maybe Maleficent like had this shit in motion already. Right? And like she brought Kairi to Hollow Bastion because for some reason she knew that this child was the key for some reason. I don't know. I don't know things. But then she accidentally just walked into a wormhole because she's a toddler.
Yeah, right.
And just appeared on Destiny Island. They're like, hey. And she's like, hi.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Just I don't know if you caught that, but form whatever theories that you will with that information. Okay. We get the scene where Riku runs into the same figure in robes that we saw
Sephiroth.
Who appeared. Yeah, we see Sephiroth again, who appeared on Destiny Islands. Dude, it all comes back around, bro. We saw the same guy at the beginning of the game in the secret cave area, and then he tells Riku that the Keyblade chose the person, like in that battle, chose the person with the stronger heart. But then he convinces him to have a stronger heart by fully embracing the darkness. And so as Riku sort of embraces the further darkness, he starts to kind of glow green. I don't know why he glows green, but he does.
He's turning into the Hulk.
Yeah. And so, then we're back in gameplay. Sora and company, they make their way further up the castle, solving lots of platform puzzles. We're kind of going all around this bitch. This place is a doozy.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of twists and turns and moving different mechanical fucking pieces and so they're on the right path or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly, but it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so we have another scene here where Dark Riku, we'll just call him Dark Riku for now. Darku, he and Maleficent discuss unlocking the keyhole to darkness. But we also hear that Riku's voice is now kind of layered with a deeper voice behind his own. It's very Legion-esque.
It's just puberty.
Yeah, it's just we all hit that age where we are literally speaking in two different voices at the same time. It happens to us all.
The voice cracks. It happens.
So Maleficent claims that she doesn't really care if the darkness overruns the world because darkness has no power over her. She just uses the darkness as she wishes, and she wants to use the darkness to rule all of the worlds. So here again, we're seeing that she has she's got a clear idea of what darkness is and how it can be used. And
Yeah.
she's like, don't let it take over you, because that's, then it just controls you and you don't have any control over it and you don't want that shit to happen. So she's like, I'm not scared of the darkness. I've got a fucking leash on it.
Yeah, one of the smarter villains in most video games that I've seen, to be totally honest.
So then Riku then summons the Keyblade of Heart. And I'll just send this image to you too. This is what the Keyblade of Heart looks like. This is a synthetic Keyblade. We read these in kind of like the Ansem reports in a little bit, but I'll just say now, this is a synthetic Keyblade created by Ansem. It's red and black. It's got teeth that kind of form the outline of a heart. It has like this dark design despite being created from hearts of pure light. And as we will see here in a little bit, it lacks Kyrie's heart, so the Keyblade's not totally complete yet. But the lightest things can be the saddest too. People that smile can also be the most depressed, so it kind of makes sense. Right. So, it's never been seen at its full power because it's not complete yet. Yeah. It also, just as a little note, it lacks a keychain.
It does.
Yeah. So, its purpose is basically just to release the darkness from someone's heart. And they discuss releasing Kyrie's heart in order to use the completed Keyblade of Heart to unlock the darkness of Hollow Bastion. And then they hear Beast roar, and Maleficent's like, I'll take care of them. And Riku just kind of sticks around, and he sticks around to guard the princesses. But also when she walks away, Riku kind of glows with this sort of bluer light. Like when he was embracing the darkness, he was glowing green, but now he's kind of he's got this blue sort of light around him.
Yeah.
As she kind of walks away, and he does this weird little smirk at her.
Yeah, like he's got his own plans now. He's like, I got my own shit going on.
Sure. So Maleficent confronts Sora and says that they're too late because they're about to unlock the darkness. Like, you're too late. We haven't done the thing yet. And it's like, well, then I'm not too late. So
I'm right on time, actually.
Yeah. So Sora's like, we're not going to let that happen. And then this is where we have our boss battle with Maleficent.
Significantly harder than Riku.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So one thing I noticed whenever I was watching the YouTuber fight Maleficent, one thing that she cries out, and I don't know where this is from, because as far as I know, this is not something in the lore of like Sleeping Beauty or anything like that, and I don't think she ever says it like in any other situation, but just right here, when you fight her, she has a specific attack where she cries out, "Meteors of heaven, unleash thy fury." And I think it's maybe it's not worth pointing out, but like, does heaven exist in the universe of Kingdom Hearts? I don't know. Like I know you haven't played the rest of the series to even like think about it in that sense, but in my mind, I'm like, wait, Maleficent is like directly referencing heaven. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird.
Or maybe she means like any kind of divine, maybe not necessarily heaven, but like heavenly. You know what I mean? Like divine.
I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying what she said. She said meteors of heaven.
No, I get what you,
thy fury.
I get what you mean. I'm thinking about it now too, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like, is Mickey God?
Yeah. Come on, Mickey, kill him. Yeah, she's...
Wouldn't that be a trip? You die, you go to heaven, God looks at you, goes, oh, all right then.
Well, gang, you did it. So...
Oh my God, that would be awful.
Yeah, so that would mean you've actually arrived in hell. Sorry to say, buddy. So after we beat her, she flees through the dark portal. She's like, and she runs away.
Yeah, because she saw a beast standing behind me, like, oh shit.
Yeah. So this is where we receive Ansem's Report 5.
Yes.
So we chase Maleficent through this portal, and Riku shows up, and at first he's like, do you need help? Like, hey, lady, you need some help? And then he straight up just grabs that Keyblade and just fucking just right into her heart.
Yeah.
Unlocks all of that darkness that's inside of her. And this is where she turns into a dragon.
Which no one saw coming. Oh my God.
I know. Yeah, here we get the Dragon Maleficent boss battle. And let me just say, too, before we really talk about it, this battle was so fucking hard for me as a little kid.
It was hard for me, and I'm an adult.
When I beat it for the first time, I thought I beat the final boss. I was like, it doesn't get harder than this. No way it gets harder than this. Anyways, how'd you feel about? You said it was hard, but like
it was.
You have Human Maleficent and Dragon Maleficent. How do you feel about all that?
Human Maleficent was harder than Riku, but not nearly as hard as Dragon Maleficent. If that makes sense, if I'm like tiering it in a way, like. Darku was like a walk in the park. I was just like, pushed him over with like one hand. I was like, shut up. I don't like you. Maleficent, it took me, I think 2 or 3 tries, like Human Maleficent. Sure. And then I think I spent a good 20 or 30 minutes, like just repeatedly dying in like her first phase or whatever it is that she does. Like, I don't know. I guess it was just like the what was the fight in Olympus?
Cloud fight?
No.
Cerberus.
Yeah, it was kind of like learning the patterns of certain stuff, and it took me a lot longer because at least it kind of takes you away from that. Like Cerberus, you had to learn patterns, and I was like, okay, this is what this game is going to be like. It's going to be pattern-based boss battles, kind of like Dark Souls and stuff like that.
Sure. And
then it kind of deviates from that. And then it throws you right back into it, and especially into a hard fight too. That like, it threw me off because I was not ready for patterns. I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be like, she's gonna do this big wide attack or something, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, whatever, and then I'm gonna run up, hit her, and then just walk away, and kind of like, kind of like the genie fight or
the Jafar fight or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not what that was. It wasn't the hardest thing. I still personally think Cerberus was harder, and that's just because probably I was newer to the game.
Oh yeah, it's like it just throws a boss like that like so early on at you. Yeah, that's naturally really hard.
Yeah, I was like that. I just looked at it, I was like, Cerberus felt significantly harder to me. but Maleficent was no walk in the park either. It was a challenge.
Sure. Yeah, I imagine if you ever get that urge to like go back and start like a new file or whatever and fight Cerberus again or something, you might even find that it's easier since you just kind of know how the game plays a little bit better, you know? And then you might be able to compare them easier. I don't know, but yeah, I agree. This was, like I said, this shit was so fucking hard. I thought that I had beat the game after I beat her.
They cranked it. They definitely cranked it up to like a 10, and I get it. She's been like this. She's been like what we thought was the big bad the entire time.
Yeah.
So like they had to make her fight seem like it was it. You know what I mean? Like they had to give us
because
that sense.
Up to this point, because we're about to meet really the main antagonist of this game. Yeah. But up to this point, we don't really know who the main antagonist is. All that we really know up to this point is that Maleficent has been pulling all of these strings, right?
Yeah, that's all we really know.
She's been controlling all of the bosses of all of these worlds. And here we are finally taking her on. In my mind, I was like, here it is.
This is it.
Here it is, yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I don't even know if I could really say it was patterns, too. You know what I mean? Just her attacks were just like... It just kind of threw me off. I don't think I was just ready for it. You know what I mean? I was like, I beat the shit out of Riku. And I was just like, yeah, pussy. And I was just like going in with fucking big dick energy, and then she put me right in my place, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I came at you with this energy.
So, but even still, like as we continue to fight more bosses, like from here on out, every next boss I thought was the final boss, because I was like, we just killed Maleficent, the next boss has to be the final boss, so.
Yeah.
Anyways. So once we kill Maleficent once and for all, Darku comes back and remarks how she was just being used by the Heartless from the very beginning, and that her weak heart finally gave out on her. And My issue with this statement is that Riku literally forced the darkness to consume her with the Keyblade of Heart.
Yeah.
Like,
he
he's
kinda
like,
twisted her hand.
she's just weak. But he literally fucking plunged it into her chest without her consent. Like, so we receive the new summon stone called Fire Glow. And if you were to guess what Fire Glow is as a summon, who would you say it is?
I don't know. I didn't use it. I haven't used it yet. So
I guess just based on the name alone, what do you think Fire Glow would be?
Fire Glow. Hades?
No.
Okay.
You want me to just tell you?
Yeah.
This is Mushu.
Fuck! Why did I not get... For some reason, I did not even consider Mushu. Why was Mulan not in this game?
Because I know you like Mulan, and I'm
Why was Mulan not in this game?
Well...
I know she's in it later, but I'm just saying, why was Mulan not one of the princesses? What? Fuck off.
Sora makes his way into the room with all of the princesses of Heart and Kairi, and then he kind of has this final confrontation with Darku, darkness-possessed Riku.
Yep.
And let me tell you, Dash, the next 2.5 minutes is forever ingrained into my memory, as you cannot skip any cutscenes in the original PlayStation 2 release of this video game. And so this next boss kicked my ass so hard, so many times. I probably watched if I had $1 for how many times I had to watch this cutscene, I think I would have $60. Okay? I would have $60. I've seen this so many fucking times.
And that's not a lot, but it's shocking that it's that amount.
Yeah. 2.5 minutes, man. So, in this scene, Sora runs up the steps, and Goofy is killed by an invisible wall. And then Sora runs to go pick up Kairi's body.
You said he's killed by an invisible wall, because that's exactly... I was like, he's dead.
Yeah, well, you never see him, for the rest of the cutscene. So, Sora runs to go pick up Kairi's body. Riku says that she can't wake up without her heart.
Yeah.
And then Sora starts to kind of understand that it's not actually Riku that he's talking to. He's like, who are you? And then it's like officially confirmed that Kairi is, in fact, the 7th Princess of Heart. So, Sora's flabbergasted. How did you feel about this?
I saw it coming from a mile fucking away.
Of course. Who doesn't?
It kind of just laid it out. It laid it on real fucking thick. Like,
oh yeah.
It's like, Kairi, I think I kind of figured it out because we kept hearing about the princesses, like, by Agrabah, at least. That, maybe not the total number of them, but, we kind of knew there needed to be, like, one that kind of topped the rest or something like that. It's like, Riku's constantly sleeping. She's never awake. I'm like, I wonder what she is. I wonder what, her purpose is. She's, it's just fucking...
Yep. So, Sora is fucking smacked by this, and Sora demands that whoever is taking over Riku to give him back his heart back. But then Riku demands that Sora give Kairi her heart back. And then Sora slumps to the ground, and then Riku says that Kairi's heart has been inside Sora this whole time. And then Sora says,
Kairi's inside me?
Giggity.
This explains why Sora has been always, like, seeing visions of specifically Kairi everywhere that he went. And like we had said, too, whenever he arrives at Hollow Bastion, he says that he feels this warmth inside of him. Donald makes a joke. He says, oh, you're just hungry. But we also see in that flashback that Kairi has been here as a little girl. So whenever Sora arrives here, because he has Kairi's heart, he feels like warmth, like well up inside of him.
Yeah.
And then we also, if you remember back over at the Tarzan world, we go gather all of those slides, those projector slides, and we're looking through the projector, and then Sora sees this image where he says that he feels like he remembers that place. But if you go back and you look at that slide again, you'll see that it's actually an image of Hollow Bastion.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah.
So they're all from Hollow Bastion. I'm so...
Well, sorry. So, because Kyrie's heart is inside Sora, now Sora is starting to feel like emotions.
He has like Kyrie's memories.
He had, yes, yeah. He's like even if he doesn't necessarily remember them, he sees certain things and certain triggers happen, and he's like, "Wait, this seems familiar to me.
Yeah.
I feel like I know this place." Because he has Kyrie, as he said.
Kyrie's inside me?
I remember this was kind of a big shocker to me whenever I was a little kid. But then Sora demands that the possessor to reveal himself, and then Riku replies,
"It is I, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness."
Oh, no one saw that one coming either.
I honestly didn't see that coming because up to this point, I didn't realize that Ansem was necessarily a bad guy. I just knew that he knew about Heartless. I really wasn't expecting this Ansem character to be like the main antagonist. I thought that we were just learning lore from that stuff.
I wouldn't have suspected. Yeah. I wouldn't expected me to get it if I was just playing the game. Right? If I was just playing. But the fact that we talk about it and like listening to the Ansem reports as you read them and stuff like that, it kind of was just like, yeah, no, he's
going down a dark path.
Yeah, he's going down a dark path, and he's starting to get real twisted, like very, very quickly. And I was like, it would not shock me if Ansem is either the main bad guy, or he is like so far gone that, like, you know, he somehow is like controlled by this or so, you know what I mean? Like he's not fully there anymore.
Okay. So Donald charges him, and then Riku kills him, and then Ansem Riku then attempts to use the Keyblade of Heart in Sora.
Giggity.
Yeah, so that he can unlock Kyrie's heart, shouting,
"So, I shall release you now, princess. Complete the keyhole with your power. Open the door. Lead me into everlasting darkness."
And then Sora hears Kyrie yell his name.
Sora!
And then he deflects the Keyblade by yelling, "Forget it! There's no way you're taking Kyrie's heart!" And dude, that line right there, every fucking time like I see that scene, like I said, I have this whole scene fucking memorized. So then we got the kick-ass organ music. It all comes in, and then we have a boss battle with Ansem Riku.
Yeah.
So how was this battle for you?
I had to walk away from the game for a minute.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. I didn't have to watch the cutscenes because you can skip things now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, bro. You don't know how privileged you fucking are, Dad.
I got to skip the cutscenes, but I could feel somewhat of your pain because I had to pause like mid-fight, like right before I died for like the 4th time, and walk away. Like I ate something, I like got a drink of water, I looked at my phone for like 10 minutes, and then I go, all right, let's try it again, because I was like, oh man, I was fuming. I was pretty angry.
Nice. Call me a sadist, bro. I'm glad to hear it. I'm happy to hear it, brother. So Ansem Riku disappears right after you win this little battle. And then, Donald and Goofy aren't dead. They tell Sora that they need to wake up Kyrie so that he can seal away the world from the Heartless. And so Sora walks over there to the Keyblade of Heart. And then Donald and Goofy try to stop him because they know what he's about to do. But with a smile on his face, Sora releases the heart that is connected to his own. And the Keyblade of Heart vanishes as 6 orbs of light fly into the air and back into the Princesses of Heart. And another one comes out, and Kyrie's reawakened. And Sora starts to disappear as Donald starts running after him and calling out his name. And Kyrie tries to catch him. And we get this little scene of Sora falling into darkness. How did you feel about this little scene?
I was like, you know, I was thinking movie tropes, self-sacrificing, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, yeah. I was like, do it. I was like, I wonder how they're going to get him back, though. I go, because, you know, I was like, maybe, you know, they'll just believe in the heart of friendship hard enough and it'll just appear.
Sure, yeah. You know, I thought that this was a cool scene when I first watched it whenever I was younger. I didn't necessarily feel anything. I didn't feel really emotional about it. I just kind of thought that same thing of like, well, like, how's he going to get back, you know? Because I'm like, well, this can't be where the game ends. Yeah. Surely Sora has to come back, you know?
That would have been a wild ending, though. He just fell into darkness.
Yeah, credits roll. Another alternate ending to the end of the whole series. But yeah, I played that whenever these games were remastered for the PlayStation 3. For the very first, you know, first time we got the final mix versions, I was super pumped. I got these copies of the games, and I got back to this scene, and since I had so much more context for the rest of the series, I started like busting out into tears during this scene. Just like upon like my second time watching it, like it got me good. But anyways, we see Ansem's true body then appear, like before Kairi, Donald, and Goofy, and he states that Kairi has served her purpose with the keyhole complete. And then he starts walking towards them, and then Riku appears in front of Ansem, glowing in this white light instead of that green evil light, or the darkness light, or whatever, holding him off as Heartless starts surrounding them. And Kairi, Donald, and Goofy, they run away as one little shadow Heartless watches them from a distance. So what do you think about Ansem's, like, design? Like, just seeing Ansem for the first time.
He's cool as shit. Like, he pulls off the look better than fucking Riku does.
He does, absolutely.
He absolutely does. Yeah. I liked his design. He looked very intimidating, menacing. Like, you know, it was just like, you know, it's like, oh shit, I gotta fucking fight him at some point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, god damn it.
Yeah. And this design of him specifically in this HD remaster is like an updated design. Like, it's different than what it was in the original PlayStation 2 version. Yeah. And I honestly, it works so good. It looks really clean. I like the colors. I like the design. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, so, it's great.
So then we see that one little Heartless, you know, that was kind of watching them from a distance, is actually us. So now we control a little shadow all the way back down the castle. How did you like controlling the shadow Heartless?
He was goofy.
Yeah,
he's a little goofy. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. But me and my buddy DJ and Brandon, we all sat together and we played through the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 1 on our gameplay channel. And dude, we had so many inside jokes, just joking about the way that the fucking Heartless so good. But yeah, so now, you know, whenever we meet up with Kairi and all them back at the bottom of the castle, Donald beats you over the head with his staff. But then Kairi is pretty much immediately like, Sora? Like, she recognizes you as Sora. And then at that moment, everyone is ambushed by Heartless again. But Kairi covers up the one that she believes is actually Sora, and a light kills the remaining Heartless that are surrounding them as Sora appears holding Kairi.
Aw, so cute.
Yeah, so Beast he shows back up.
Yeah, where were you?
Yeah, and he just wipes out the rest of the Heartless because he's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
And he tells us to run away while he reunites with Belle. And that's really, I mean, right after that, we get a scene back in Traverse Town. We're basically done with Hollow Bastion for right now.
Yeah.
So until we go back to Hollow Bastion, let me hear again. What are your thoughts on Hollow Bastion? Everything that we've done so far.
Super, super cool. Definitely not my favorite world. Just because I think it was so frustrating, like, you know, the twists and turns and the boss battles, just everything as a whole was just frustrating as shit when it came to Hollow Bastion. But on the flip side of that, awesome design. The Heartlesses, some of their designs were really fucking cool. I loved it. It was very eerie, you know, especially when you got to see that shot of like all the princesses like in the tubes or whatever. Like, it was like, super like, holy shit, like that's
Right.
fucked up, and then, the betrayal of Riku or Ansem, whoever stabbed Maleficent at that point.
And the betrayal of Donald and Goofy too.
Yeah, that too. And, seeing Beast, who's by far the best companion we've had so far, like it was all in all like a 10 out of 10 kind of world, but like super fucking frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
like so frustrating.
There's so much going on in it, man. It's beefy.
Yeah.
So we escape back over to Traverse Town and explain to Leon everything that we know.
Yes.
And pretty much everyone who's there in that room, they all pretty much just deduce that the Heartless can be eradicated by sealing that specific keyhole in a Hollow Bastion. And Leon encourages Sora by even saying that we can probably save Riku too. And,
just by going back and doing more shit.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So there's some more stuff to do over here in Traverse Town before we do head back to Hollow Bastion. But that's where we are going to leave, just talking about the game proper.
Yeah.
I do want to, before we completely stop, I want to go through Ansem Report number 5 with you.
Okay.
To study the Heartless behavior, I picked out one for observation. It wiggled its antenna and, as if sensing a target, headed deep into the castle. In the deepest part of the castle, its antenna began vibrating, as if searching for something. Suddenly, a strange door appeared. I had never known of its existence. It had a large keyhole, but it didn't seem to be locked, so I opened the door. What I saw on the other side mystified me. What was that powerful mass of energy? That night, I observed a great meteor shower in the sky. Could it be related to the door that I have opened?
So, what are your thoughts on that specific Ansem Report?
It seems, like I said, reading some of the Ansem Reports, like he kind of went down this dark path. This seems like, even though it's number 5, it was like maybe number 3. You know what I mean? Like in like events, like he saw something happen, and then Mickey came and talked to him. And then as he started to do more research, then this happened where he found a Heartless to study, and then like just kind of observed it. And then, stuff happened after that. That's when he started to lose his shit, because whatever he opened, he was not ready for, realistically. All that power, that powerful mass or whatever he was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we see him describing one specific Heartless, and I feel like it's safe to assume that he's probably just talking about like a shadow, right? It's got the antenna and stuff. Yeah, it says he's like, the Heartless seems like it's searching for something. And then this is when he starts mentioning the door, and I'm pretty like, we've seen this door. Like we look back into the flashback with Riku and Sora whenever they were little kids inside the cave, and then we see that huge door with a huge keyhole on the inside of it, and I'm pretty sure he's talking about that same door. I don't think he's there on the island.
Yeah.
But I think it's the same door that he sees, and he's saying that he opens it up. Right at the end of that, he starts saying, I observed a great meteor shower in the sky. Could it be related to the door? And I think it's because we've already also read Ansem Report 7. We see that the material from the meteors
is the gummy pieces.
Is the gummy pieces, yeah. So really not a whole lot of revelation here, other than just the fact that he discovered this door and he decided to open it.
Yeah.
But right now we're gearing up right now. I would say, like I said in the beginning, this next episode that we record, you're going to be finishing the game.
Yeah, the final countdown, man. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited to see where
too.
this ends.
Yeah, you'll
I'll enjoy it.
You'll enjoy it, I think. I don't want to be like, it's awesome, it's so cool, and
then I get sad because it's a letdown.
Yeah. So I'm just excited for you to be done with it. That way we can also just get to the good shit sooner. You know what I mean? This is all good stuff, but man, it just gets so good.
I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 2. I really am.
Yeah. So, but also just just to kind of set some other expectations as well. So the next episode, right here we ended off with Sora arriving back in Traverse Town after, leaving Hollow Bastion for the first time. In the next episode, like I said, from here on out, we're finishing the game, but that won't be our last episode of Kingdom Hearts 1. I want to do another episode after that where Dash will, in real time, react to the secret ending with me.
Yeah.
And we'll get his reactions to all of that, and we'll see his theory brain work through what the fuck he sees during all of that stuff. I hope to have some kind of, I want to also present, theories that people had back, in 2003,
have a theory
2004. Episode? Yeah, just I want to present to you what other people were saying online, back in forums on the internet, back in the early 2000s. Before the sequel came out, before Chain of Memories came out or anything like that. Just what people thought was going to happen next, because that stuff's interesting, and I want to see, how your brain will also work with those theories as well. And, I feel like it'll be a fun extra little episode, and we'll use it as another, a stepping stone into leading into Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, there's going to be 2 more episodes. The next episode, we're finishing the game, and then we'll have our true Kingdom Hearts 1 wrap-up review finale episode. And then that'll be the end of this little season of this. But, man, I'm so excited to be gearing towards this. Yeah. Guys, again, I'm sorry that there was a delay, like me and Dash were saying. Life just kind of gets in the way. And we live in Texas, and it's hot as fucking nutsack down here.
You almost passed out one of the weeks, so...
I literally had a heat stroke in my truck driving home, so...
Yeah, and that was on a Friday when we were supposed to record, so it was just probably not.
We got tattoos that night.
Yeah, and we were there till 2 a.m, so none of it worked out.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, anyways, yeah, guys, that's it.
Yeah.
Dash, before we head out, do you want to plug any of your stuff where people can talk to you online?
Nah, same thing. I'm gonna post about the podcast and stuff like that, and say not the final episode, but the final episode about the game will be coming up. So
yeah,
get those listeners in. I'm just excited.
Yeah, so follow Dash on Twitter and Instagram. I'll link all that stuff down in the description of this episode on all the podcast apps as well as YouTube and all that. And then also just another quick little plug for our Discord. If you are listening to this podcast and you're not joined in our Discord, what are you doing? Come talk to us. For a while this has been general RPG, JRPG kind of stuff. And I still want it to be just general game conversation. But if you want to get in there and talk to me and Dash and really anybody else about Kingdom Hearts specifically, and as we're going through this series, I try to be sensitive to spoilers for Dash and all that. But we want to talk to y'all. We are excited to just continue getting to know our listeners more and more. And man, I'm just so excited for this. And then there's also, you can follow me on Twitter as well. That is at overleveledcast. That'll all be linked as well. You can email us at our Gmail is overleveledpodcast@gmail.com. You can support us on Patreon as well. Currently, the only thing that I'm offering on Patreon is at least my notes, like the notes that I take for every single episode, comprehensive, just a type up that I do on my computer. So, and I even upload that stuff before we even record these episodes. So if you want to get ahead of the game, you can go check out that Patreon page. Links will all be in the description.
I'll be putting
that's
my
pretty
nudes
much
on there for the highest subscriber.
Yeah, we'll have Dash's OnlyFans set up for feet pics and all that later on. So, a lot of fun stuff happening. A lot of fun stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Cool. So, thank you again, everyone, for listening. We will see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.